going on YouTube? Trucking in Life here one more time, girl. Guys and girls and girls and girls. Yeah. Anyway, guys, today's video, guys, is gonna be about watching the weather. When you buy truck driver, and I'm gonna share a story of how I learned this the hard way. But before I get into that, guys, do you know in this year of intermodal, there is still guys, even with the videos I got out, the real intermodal guys got out, it's still guys out here lost. I'm gonna share this quick story, then I'm gonna get to the other story, guys. I know some people relate to stories, right? I was in this rail yard. It was at nighttime. This happened like a couple days ago, and it was a driver there, and I was behind schedule. I'm really trying to get up the road because I got things to do, but I had caught some smoke earlier that day in some other rail yards, which put me way behind schedule. So I ended up running into this guy, right, at another rail yard later on that night. So he hop out, he pulled one of my numbers, tried to hop out in front of the vehicle. He flagging me down. I'm like, dude, what? I'm like, bro, you trying to get ran over? What are you doing? He like, hey, I need help, right? Help with what? What's wrong, right? He like, how do I get to the expressway from here, right? Because we wasn't still inside the rail yard. So I'm trying to tell the guy, I'm like, hey, look, I'm not going to the expressway, but I'm going that direction. So what you could do is you can follow me that way, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna go right, you go left, right? Now, in case you guys want to know, well, why don't you talk to him on the CB? Well, my CB broke, so that throw that out the window, right? So I'm telling him the old school way. I'm talking to you right. Look, hey man, follow me. When I turn, you go turn. So anyway, he said, okay, right? So I'm like, he looked me right in my eyes. I said, okay. I said, okay. He said, don't leave me, because he had to run to get in this truck. I said, I got you. But by that time, it was like a line of trucks piling up behind me. So I had to pull over in front of him till he got his truck, because I didn't want to just lead the guy. Let the other trucks go, because it was like a single lane. Well, it was a single lane for the shoulder. About his rail yard. Well, in his rail yard, rather. And so, we do that. He hop in, he follow me. And it's nighttime, right? And so it's the point, that's the reason I'm saying that. So we leave out the rail, we going away. I'm trying to lead the guy here behind me, right? And so we go the way we're going. And some told me that this guy don't really understand what I said. And the reason I said that because as we was going down this one road to the road where he had to go left, and I had to go right. So I threw my left signal on, like, hey, this is you, left. That's you. I saw, and it's nighttime, so on the road is real dark. You can see the signals on the ground. You can see the signal, his signal and mine, because it's dark. You can see it on the ground. So I saw his signal was on. So okay, cool. He got the drift. So I turned my signal off. And I turned my right signal on because I had to go right. Clearly, I saw his left signal go off. I saw his right signal go on. I'm like, okay, maybe I confused him. To skip it, I turned my left signal on again. I saw his right signal go off. I saw his left signal go on. So I said, you know what? I just pulled over, right? I pulled over. And as I'm talking to him, man, imagine I walked back to his truck. I had pulled over first, and he was pulling over behind me. And I'm walking back to his truck, and I'm smelling something. I'm like, it's like something burning. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh man. So the first thing I do, I check my trailer. I'm like, dang, man, I'm worried about him. I'm smoking, right? So I'm looking like, no, I ain't smoking. So by the time he got to the truck, he like, hey, which way I go? And I go. I like, bro. I like, wait a minute. I like, do you smell that? He was like, what? I was like, something burning. I look back, guys, when I tell you, his trailer was burning. I said, bro, you got bigger problems, man. He said, what? The expressway, I go to the express. I said, no, that ain't the problem. The problem is you smoking. Do you see the smoke? Look at the sky. It was like a street light up there. You can see the smoke going up. That's how much he was smoking. So I said, dang, man, I'm already behind schedule, right? I'm like, bro, it's probably your brakes, man, because that chassis look a little too new to be the tires. And he was like, the brakes? I like, yeah. I like, you got any tools? He was like, tools? I said, Dad, he ain't got no tools. I said, man, look, come here. You got a flashlight? Come here. It's in my phone. I said, okay, come here. Let me see something. I get up under there. His brakes is like kind of like, they ain't red, but they close. He was riding that one drum. That one brake was locked up from the rail yard all the way to that stop sign. It was almost red. And guys who drive, y'all know what I'm talking about. So I get up under that. Look, it's smoky. It's smoky. I'm like, get up under that. Look. I said, oh man. I said, man, better hope it don't seize to the drum. I said, ain't got no ratchet or nothing. Anyway, long story short, I had to like do some things with his, his situation. It got him off the road. But this guy didn't have a clue. I like, bro, you worry about the expressway. You got smoke going on, right? So I did some things to him to get him off the road, but I'm just saying, rule of thumb, keep some tools on you. Anyway, the point of the video is, guys, watch the weather. When I first started driving, when I was first being an owner operator, not when I started driving, I became an owner operator. I was with this company, and I mean, they was messing me around, giving me crazy work. I was running regional / local / mid-regional. I was just running wild, right? Just trying to figure this stuff out. Wherever they said go, I tried to go. Until I looked at my settlements, I'm like, okay, something is wrong, because this is no good, right? So anyway, I had been through like a couple winters before, like a winter before. I did one winter before. It wasn't too bad, it wasn't too shabby. I stumbled my way through the winter. I stumbled all through that winter, right? So my mindset wasn't on watching the weather other places. My mind was on, I'm trying to make my money for the day, right? So anyway, I was like, it got so dry in the city, in the like local lane. I was like, man, where y'all got on the local, where y'all got on the longer runs, man? I'm trying to make some money, man. I'm trying to really, I'm trying to, man, get, I'm trying to make some money out here, man. Come on, I got truck note. I got a truck to maintain, got bills. What are we doing? They were like, well, nah, we kind of slow everywhere else, blah, 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 right? And I was hearing that for months and months, right? So I'm just trying to work it. Nothing seemed to be working. One day, I get a message on my Qualcomm for a run that paid decent. I mean, this was one of the runs that I was asking them for. It was longer, but at that time, I was thirsty. I was like, man, I got to give me some money on the table. Right? I was like, man, I'll take it. Let's go. Ring me up, baby. Ring me up. Let's go. So I was like, okay. I don't get me wrong. I didn't want to run that far. I was running to Michigan. I was running like further into Michigan. Anybody know the Midwest? And Michigan in the winter, it could be a daisy, man. It could be real daisy, right? But not me. By me being so green, I didn't even think about it. First of all, I didn't think about why all of a sudden that run pop up, right? What happened to the guy that was doing that run when the days were sunny? Well, what happened was that guy called off. So, because he watched the weather. Me, being so thirsty, Mr. Greenhorn here, I'm gonna run out here and do it. Guys, when I tell you a 4.5, 5 hour drive turned into 8 hours one way is an understatement. I was like, this gotta be it went from me just trying to make my money for that day to me just trying to get home. I like skipped the money. I done almost drove into ditches because you got lake effect snow for those who don't live in a colder climates. Lake effect means like off the lake you got like snow drifting onto the road, and so when the snow is drifting onto the road coming off the lake, because the gust of the wind is pushing it off, it causes a whiteout, which means you can't see the lines in the road. Guys, if I tell you I could count the times I almost drove into a ditch following the tracks because I could not see the lines in front of me, I'll be lying. I don't know how many times I almost went into the ditch because I'm following the tracks and I can't see the lines. I white knuckled it all the way down. I was so hesitant to come back, but the snow was getting worse and worse the further into Michigan I went. I said, man, I can't stay out here, man. And then this is the thing, I almost ran out of fuel, right? So I make it to a truck stop. Truck stops is powered up because everybody got they got the message. They parked. So there's no parking in the truck stop. I'm almost out of fuel. So I gotta go into a truck stop whether I want to or not. Otherwise I'm gonna sit on the side of the road, which becomes more of a hazard because you can't tell the shoulder from the road. I put it to the truck stop. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna shut down for a couple hours. Let this snow clear. Let it stop snowing. I get in a truck stop, nowhere to go. Guys laying down on the pumps. What that means, because they didn't find no parking out there, I almost ran out of fuel in line at the fuel island because the guys in front of me decided to take their 10-hour break in the fuel island because they had to wants to go, but they blocking up the fuel because the guy in front of him decided to do the same thing. You talking guys? When I say this, I almost got into a fight that day. I told these dudes, I said, man, look, I'm finna run out of fuel, man. I tell you what, I'll make a deal with you. You pull forward, let me get the fuel. I'll back while I pull forward to get out your way. You pull back right. Let the next guy deal with it, because apparently you ain't got nowhere to go. What I do, I'm about to run out of fuel in the fuel island. That don't make sense. Guys, when I tell you that was one of the worst days of my trucking history. That was one of the worst days of my trucking history, especially as the owner-operator. Imagine, I was on my way back by that time, because it took me more fuel and more time to get down one way than it was to come back. So it took me just amount of, it took me that day. That was one of them days where I just wanted to park the truck anywhere and just get out, but I couldn't because there was nowhere to park. Like, there was nowhere to stop. There was no truck stops was filled up. Everything was packed up. I white knuckled it all the way down, and I white knuckled it all the way back. That was one of them days where you was only able to do like 25 miles per hour tops, because you can't go no faster. If I would say I was seeing on my way going down now, I seen about a good 7 accidents where cars just spent off into the ditch. I seen a couple of trucks just slide into the ditch. I'm like, oh. I just hold on to the dear life boy, praying all the way down, like, please don't let me fall into a ditch. I don't want to go to a ditch. So I get down to the customer, I come back, I get down there. Surprisingly, the loads of drop and hook is like a drop yard, which is all messed up because no plows is out. And I'm coming back, guys. So I say all this to say this. Rule of thumb I learned from that day. First of all, I should have watched the weather. That's the first thing. Secondly, don't ever be so thirsty where you gotta take crazy trips. That's why I tell guys all the time, when I make a statement that you don't be hurting for money so bad where you risking your life and your equipment just to make some money, because your money is like real low. Stack your money, man, because my money was straight. I wouldn't have went out there. I wouldn't even been so thirsty to take that run, not knowing the guy who usually do that run called off because he watched the weather. He like, I ain't going out there in that. So what do? You did the company care? Here you go, take that run. Me thirsty, yeah, well, throw it, like a quarterback. I'm like, caught that trip, man. I almost didn't make it home, guys. So all I'm saying is, you gotta make this thing trucking work for you, man. If you don't, you'll be doing runs like that and almost costing your life and your equipment because you just so thirsty, man. Like, you gotta make some money because you've been out there all week and they made nothing. And here's the kicker, here's the icing on the cake. That one day, which I was out there at least 16, 17 hours. Easily, I was out there 16, 17 hours. For one trip, I came in dirty. And I ain't gonna lie, I came in dirty because I ain't had nowhere to park. I ain't had nowhere to stop. It was too dangerous to even stop anywhere. So I had to keep on marching. So, I get my settlement. In case you guys don't know, you get paid for the week you do before, you get paid the following week in some cases. In this case, I did. So when I got my settlement the next week, all that almost 24-hour day of working didn't even equate to nothing, because the other days of the week when the weather got a little bit better, because you know the guys came back to work now, they ready to come out of work now because the days is a lot better now. So they, of course, you know what happens with me, they throw me somewhere else. I'm back on this local crap. So all that crap, that crappy run, plus these other crappy days, well, that one good run because of the weather made it a crappy run, plus these other crappy days, my settlement was still so low. I'm like, all that work was for nothing. I did that long day of work for nothing. So that's what I'm saying. All money, not good money, guys. That's all I'm saying. These are real stories that I actually experienced. In case you guys don't know what your boy done been through of being out here in this business. But when I'm talking, I'm not talking outside of my neck. I'm talking from experience. I'm talking from somebody who want to see the next driver do better than what I did, so you don't have to go through that craziness. I risked my life for some money. I should have just sat down and did nothing. Anyway, YouTube, that's it for this video, guys. Stop by for the first time, hit the subscribe button. It's at the bottom of the screen on the right hand side. Hit the button. What you waiting on? You stopping by for the first time, Wild Tuesday, baby, hit that button, subscribe. Your boy dropping some knowledge over here, you know what I'm talking about? Also, if you need one-on-one coaching, if you're a company driver or owner operator or on a small fleet of vehicles, called trucks. You want to figure out how to make this truck work for you or expand or grow, especially if it's intermodal or regular trucking, your boy can help you out with that. Email me at info@truckingalife.com. Serious inquiries only. Don't waste each other's time, you know what I'm talking about? Anyway, alright YouTube. Hope this video was helpful. Give you a little understanding what's going on here. I'll see you guys in the video. Peace.